Good evening, everybody. How's everybody this fine Thursday evening? Has everybody got their spooky on tonight for Halloween? I'm the only one here in the house this evening, so if the doorbell goes, I have to go and get sort of trick-or-treaters before my house gets egged. So if I disappear, that's where I am. So how's everyone doing? And hi to anybody who's watching this on a rewatch. And welcome to Danny Ivor Junction, who's become a channel member. Thanks very much, Danny. And we have Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider in. How you doing, Anthony? There's Ivor. Danny saying hello to everyone. MMR Adventure Shadow Wolf. Hello, made it in time. Is this weekly, daily, or on a whim? This is weekly, Thursday, 7:30 UK Irish time. I'm on for an hour tonight because Jason is back at 8:30 with his weekly show. Brian Madam, good evening, Brian. How are you doing? Flymo Chairman 1. Hi, Flymo. How are you doing, sir? Simon Trains, Model Railway Showcase. I cannot believe you flocked a tree. Yes, that obviously, Simon being a channel member, he's already seen the video that's out this weekend. It's on the scenics, on the layout I'm doing for Modeler's Corner. I will show you to you in a moment. I will just get through the chat a little bit. Tom Houston Model Rail. Hi, Tom. How are you doing? Dora's looking out of shed. Good evening. Did you make it down to Dublin, Dora? Trevor Vale. Good evening. Wolfsec Scenics PW. Clive Newlyn Railway. How you doing, guys? Beaton Hugh Junction. Good evening. Ivor Van's on. Good evening. Oh, Moreland Model Railway. Andy's in. Are you going out trick-or-treating, Andy? Is that why you can't stay long? I don't get trick-or-treaters, not after the incident. Who else have we got? Anyone else come in yet? No, not so far. Right, you can see them on the camera on the bottom left. I'm in the final stages of this layout. It's going to be a late night tonight to get this done because I'm taking it to the model shop tomorrow. And you can see these are all the bits and pieces to go on the layout. So I've got some wheels here. I've rusted up. Found some old steam engine wheels. I got some pallets here I've weathered. Got a radio mast. I've got some telegraph poles, cabinets, benches. I've painted some rails that I've rusted up. I've got some sleepers here I've cut up to go on. I got some speed signs. Then over here, I got some bikes I'm just going to paint up. And then I've got the litter pack from Scale Model Scenery. And I've got some grates here as well. So I'm going to be putting all that on tonight. I've got some other speed signs here as well. Various boxes of bits and people and seats. I got a couple of people. It's not often you say that. So I was at a show at the weekend, the Dublin show. I went down on the Saturday. Excellent show. I've never seen a show as busy. They were queued up the door to get in from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. when it finished. It was jammed solid. So I didn't get around all the layouts because I just couldn't. It was about the video. I just put it out straight away. And it's about probably 5 or 6 layouts I just didn't get. I had some of my footage corrupt as well, so when I got home I didn't have all the footage that I remember taking, so that was a bit of a pain. Joshua W56 Gaming, good evening, Joshua. It was great to meet you. I met Joshua at the show. Graham, Lemington Station, how you doing? Graham, I'm heading into the north tomorrow, so I'm going to be taking your lens with me and posting it tomorrow, so I don't know whether you might get it on Saturday or Monday. Anyone else pop in that I haven't seen? Oh, Dari, you didn't bother. It was a good show. I really enjoyed it. Calendar updated. The time zone screwed me up for the first time watched the show. Of course, we've gone back an hour since last week. I didn't even notice that extra hour. If you add hot water to that cup of people, do they grow to full size? Hope not. Come to be tricked. Get the guy who does YouTube live. Yeah. The NIR Hunslets 101s, I've already put my order in. So yes, I am getting one. I'm actually getting the one, I can't remember the name of it now, but the one that's actually preserved in the museum in Belfast. Only my stomach knows the extra hour. Question for everyone: when dealing with electrofrog points, once you cut the metal strip underneath connecting the frog, do you still use insulated rail joiners to connect the tracks? Yes. I presume you're going to be using some sort of switch to switch the power on the frog. Layout shorting when connecting. Yeah. You need to insulate the V at least. I mean, I'll show you on my point so I can find one. Let me just move the camera so you can see here where it's electrofrog insulated rail joiners, and I put one on there because the point itself has its own feed. So I presume you're on about this wire between the gap here that you've cut, and this allows the point motor to switch the priority for the frog. Hope that answers your question. So how was the sofa? Yeah, anybody see the short I put up? Just a little bit of fun. And RG Change, good evening, Robin Grace. Hello to the undead seeking passage to Valhalla. 156 Andrew, Shortbread Express, good evening. Or a frog juicer to emulate shorting, yes. Now, I've heard people say that the frog juicer isn't great, that it can actually cause damage to your chips over time. I don't know how true that is. Leslie Gilpin Railway, good evening, Leslie. How are you doing? Cheering and Oga waits. Yes. I have Rails of Sheffield point motor. I'm presuming the green wire is for the frog. Never wired up points before. What sort of point motor do you have? Because you need to have a point motor with a switch on it or the ability to put a switch onto it. I've got videos where I've done electrofrog points. If you have a look at one of those, I use the SEEP point motors with the switch on it to switch my points. Oh, surface mount point motor. Yeah, if that just has 3 wires coming out of it, that doesn't have a switch on it to change the priority on the frog. So you'll need a separate frog juicer or switch. Yeah, red, black, green, that is for purely, oh, hang on. Derailed. Yeah, that's purely just to change the point motor, the 3 wires. Timber Surf, I still have to ring you, don't I? Oh. Jerry BVR, good evening. Right, let's take the camera over. And, oh, why is that derailing now? Right, hang on. Oh, grab the controller. No, don't. Stop. Right, I'm just going to stop that for a minute while I show you guys the work I've done on the layout. Like my map. Railways in 1927. See all the railways that Ireland had. That was probably the height of rail coverage in Ireland. After that, lines started closing. There was 1 or 2 that closed before that. Right, so here we have the layout. Now with added greenery. So this is what the video is out on. At the moment, it'll be out, I think I set it to go live on Saturday. And you can see now, I'm just adding the finishing touches to it now. So I put some lights on the platform, wired them up. So there we go. I'll put this over here. Watch that train shuttle up and down for a little while I go back to the chat. Yes, Eric. It'd be a good day if I actually ring you tomorrow, because I'll be in the north, which means I can use my UK phone to call you. So I just have to remind, I'm going to set an alarm or something on my phone to remind me. Because I'm one of those people, if I think of something, if I don't make a note of it or do it then, it goes out of my head. Need a CD type unit to switch your point. Yeah, I have the power supply I got is, what's that company? DCC Concepts for the point motors, for the seat point motors, and that is really good. It gives a nice, good, sharp, mains powered. You know, they reckon it will throw 25 points in one go if need be, but like you're only ever going to, at a max, probably throw 2 at one time. Anybody want to come around and give you that? If you're stuck on anything, drop me a line, or if you're not sure about anything, then, you know, I can show you on the live stream. You know, if you've got any questions, it's probably easy, because, you know, I like doing that in the live streams or doing little shorts. I've done a couple of shorts recently where people have asked questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to move the camera. Level it off. That's a bit. There, that's better. Went through some health issues, but spent yesterday PM putting base weathering on 22 pieces of Atlas Code 83 Flex. I was due 24 per day. When finally woke up, was too sore, weak to do anything. Well, I hope you get better soon, Shadow Wolf. Whatever it is, I hope you get over your health issues. I see another heritage talk coming up. Is there? It used to be Fly Mob. I know there was one. a week or 2 weeks ago, and the internet went down and everything, so it was an absolute disaster. The talk, well, the talk was good, but actually transmitting it didn't work out too well. There may be another talk coming up, I'm not sure. Hope everyone's taking their seasick pills. Yeah, a bit unsteady with the camera work there. Sorry about that, guys. No, I'm clapping for you here. One trip to UK every 3 years is all I can do. Yeah, Hornby was actually a Hornby 060. It's one of the, because I'm using the Hornby controller on there to power it. Unless you have it turned up, it doesn't give enough power to the little circuit board I have to control the shuttle, and it just stalls out. So it's much better with a gauge master on there. You can turn the speed down. It works so much better. But I don't have a gauge master to go on there, and it's going to the model shop, and I think he said he's got a gauge master power supply somewhere he can hook up to it. So that'll do me. So I'm going to sleep on the sofa. Is there much difference in the price of phone plans from the UK to the ones in Ireland? You probably get cheaper plans in the UK because it's a bigger market. For my phone, I'm with 48. I have 100 gigs data and unlimited calls and texts to UK or to Irish numbers, and that's $10.99 a month. If I pay $12.99, then I have unlimited data, which is, I think it's a fair use of like 200 gigs or something like that. Yes, I've been unknown for layout building experience. Never got to this stage in my last layout. Well, you learn something new, Beaton. You know, you'll get stuck into it and you'll figure it out and come here, ask questions. And if I can help you, I'll show you. If you're stuck on wiring on points, then if you can drop me a line or whatever, and then for live stream next week, I can have a point out and the point motors I use and just go through it with you, if that's any help. There's Flymo dropping the Facebook page for the Railway Heritage Centre. Roaming charges from Europe the same as the UK. Well, because there's a special relationship between Ireland and the UK, we have the agreements going back way before the European Union. It's a common travel area, so and the Good Friday Agreement. There's a lot of legislation in there that supersedes a lot of European stuff. So we don't get charged roaming for going to the UK or Europe. Again, fair use applies. I think it's something like if you're traveling abroad, it's 30 gigs data, something like that. Still sleeping on the couch. Just Joy sang a couple of years ago. I hope there's fun under the erratic light because you'll be sleeping on the sofa tonight. TrainTech CDU will change 4 on each unit, easy to wire and program on DCC. I have actually got a DCC concepts module to change the seat point motors via DCC. So I'm going to wire that into one of them there. I haven't used it that way. I've also gone the traditional way with just flick switches for changing points, the analog. I'm so impressed with your nuclear fast train that we spent a couple of days trying to 3D design one Only to find that someone else had already done it and had done a much better job. Oh, Timber's asking, anyone going to the Y-Ddraig show in Crewe? I won't be. Yeah, a lot of people struggle with electrics, Beaton. I'm usually all right on electrics because my dad was a Sparky and I spent a lot of time, many a summer holiday spent working with him, wiring houses and things like that. So I picked up a lot of the basics. Is it a whiteboard moment? Yeah, thanks. I need to take up 5 more points to snip the underneath connector. All right. See, there's a new old style nuclear flash wagon on the cards. Yeah. Yeah, and he's saying he won't make the show. Oh, there's Nick. How you doing, Nick? Nick, I took those points with me down to Dublin just in case you were there so I could hand them over to you. But you said you went on Sunday, so I missed you. I will post them off to you because they're no good to me because they're fine scale. Yeah, Flymo's put up the link there. Yeah, because that's the show, yeah, where if you contact Jason at barnabasjunction@gmail.com and you get put on the VIP list if you're a YouTuber, an active channel, you'll get in for free, I believe. Isn't that right? I think it's the show that I cannot believe it's not Orly show, NEC show, and that's it for me. Well, I had the Dublin show at the weekend, only went down on the Saturday. I could really have done with 2 days down there to get all the filming done. A note to self for next year. And then the last show for me will be the Bangor show on the 30th of November, which I'm actually taking my Christmas layout up to. Now, that's a very small show. It's literally just the club put on a small show on the Saturday. Love to go to Glasgow. Yeah, I'd love to go to Glasgow next year as well, but that's the weekend we're actually having our show in Donegal between the Dairy Museum and the Donegal Museum, so I'll be busy there. I'll have to try to do. Yeah, there is a Google document down below. That should be in the description somewhere. If you ever want to ask a question and do it anonymously, you can put your question on there and I'll see it. And then I can try and answer it. That Bangor show should be a banger. Oh, Simon. That's what is it? That's taking you 23 minutes to get a pun in, or did I miss one earlier? Oh, there. Flymo's found it. Could it be an old banger? Right. Everything's still running apart from the HST. You may have noticed that the hopper train has got longer. I was able to pick up another 6 hoppers. I know they're not all the same type of hopper, but you'll notice there's an extra 6 on the back, along with a tanker wagon. So Jason's on after me. He's on at 8:30. I've set up the redirect, so it should kick you over there as soon as I finish up. I think that's the first one. Yeah, I feel the same way. A bit jealous of people in the UK where, there's always a train show on somewhere. Well, there's a train show on somewhere in the UK every week, every weekend, if not two or three. And then not mention that all the different toy fairs are on where you see people going and getting bargains and stuff. I don't have any of that. There's about 10 shows on a year here. I thought about the NEC, but needs faffing with advance rail tickets, so probably working in November and probably Manchester. Yeah, the NEC is handy for being attached to Birmingham Airport, but you find, well, the flights are cheap enough, that's not really a problem, but it's the hotels around there. They just seem to have got astronomical in price. You're looking, unless you maybe book it 6-7 months in advance, you're looking at least 150 quid a night for like a travel lodge. There's not even anything special. Then you got food on top of that, and then the tickets actually get into the NEC. Yes, Timber says there's several shows every week, Anthony, if you're prepared to travel the country. Yeah. It's called a hopper because of what it does on points. Yeah, so what have I got? I got CDAs, HFAs, and HAAs. So I've got 6 or 7 HAAs, 6 CDAs. I think got 1, 2, 3 HFAs. Hey, but the untrained eye, they all look similar. Yeah, Simon, I wanted to. I've never been to Model Rail Scotland, and I was hoping to go, but no, it's not going to happen this year or next year. Okay, Andy's off. Take care, Andy. See you next time. He's off out trick or treating. Over here, there's no shows for months, and there's loads all in one go. Yeah, well, next year is going to start off with our show in February, but normally it starts the week before Easter with the Bangor show. Then you have the Wexford show, and then the Bangor show, and then you have the Ulster one. Then you have the Enniskillen in September, then the Dublin show in October, and then another Bangor smaller show in November. Have I missed any? I think there was supposed to be one in Cork this year, but it got cancelled. So you got the 2 clubs in Bangor. They put on 3 shows in the year. You have Ulster, Enniskillen, and Dublin. I think that's it. Hi, James. How you doing? Charlie, Particle Station. Good evening, Charlie. How you doing? Raymond Legs. Good evening, Raymond. I've spent half an hour or so buried in boxes of used stuff on the list. It's the train called Dennis pulling those hoppers. It took me a minute there to what you're getting at there. I was like, what? Take sandwiches on a flask drink if you're going to Glasgow. Perth is next year to this, but only in the one hole. Oh, Raymond Legs has uploaded a video. James is good. Everything good with me. The new train is running great. To be honest, I was disappointed with Perth last year. Very dark. In fact, I never edited my video for it. Yeah. Chris Valleys 56. Good evening, Chris. How are you doing? Nuclear flash train irradiating everyone in those coaches. Hot dog pilot Andy. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Lemington's off. Okay, Graham, take care. I'll get that in the post to you tomorrow. How many kids have knocked your door? Mark? You must be running out of space under that rail. We had the neighbours' kids or grandkids come around. And to be honest, that's all who we had last year, because we're sort of down off a street, down a sort of dark cul-de-sac. So a lot of people mightn't actually venture down here. And what else got is Greg's, and one thing I love is Greg sells Scotch pies. Oh, I haven't had Scotch pies in ages. Robert, greetings from Atlanta area, USA. You're very welcome to stream, Robert. Hope you're keeping well. I do like an old Greg's every now and again. I like their pizza slices, their steak bakes, their cheese and onion pasties. Scanning Fleabay for gems. Yeah, good luck with that, Andy. The best to turn for Halloween is a black Labrador. RGJ Trains, how's Mum doing? I hope she's doing all right. I read there the other day she had a bit of a fall. Hope she's doing okay. Around here, the kids are supposed to only go if there's a pumpkin at the door. That's my hope anyway. I remember when I lived on a housing estate about 10, 15 years ago. One of the houses was all in darkness, and that was the same thing we have with our kids. As they got decorations up, then you go to the door. It was Halloween, and we could see this chimney. We could see flames coming out of the chimney and sparks and everything. So he's obviously had a chimney fire. Everyone was pounding on his door, and of course he wouldn't answer because he thought it was trick-or-treaters. Eventually he came to the door and went, "Your chimney's on fire." Some product of mineral water. Ooh, fancy. Hi, DG from New Zealand. David, how you doing, David? Deep fried Scotch pies. Oh, that's something I miss is when I used to, I lived down in Weston-super-Mare. There was a chip shop there, and they used to deep fry Mars bars, cream eggs, Bounties, Snickers. Oh. Stubbornly not listening and walking around at times without any crutches. Yeah, that sounds about right. You know what? When we're that age, we're probably doing the same thing. eBay is so expensive. Yeah, you really have to watch on eBay. And as somebody pointed out the other day, is when you're looking on eBay, do a search for what you're looking for and look at the sold prices. You can go into the advanced search and just say, show sold items, and then you can see the sort of prices stuff is going for. And you should always, if you're looking for something on eBay, you should always be aware of the sort of price it is new. So you know, well, if I spend another quid, I'll get the thing brand new, you know. Yeah, class 37 is not behaving itself. No problem, guys. As long as she is looking after herself and gets well soon. Give them a tot of rum and a box of matches and teach them to swear. Why is I don't know. It seems to be if you're within the UK and getting things posted, it's not too bad. But if you're buying something from a UK seller and it's going abroad, it's just, I don't know. And we have this whole thing now coming in. Is it the 12th of December? Where a lot of eBay sellers, because the whole thing with Northern Ireland being in the customs union and sort of half one leg in Europe, one leg in the UK, the regulations, and a lot of people are going, do you know what? It's not worth the paperwork. And they're just ticking that box saying, don't deliver to Northern Ireland. Well, there's also that some sellers inflate it to get more money, yeah. Do you guys think of the Pico starter tracks? The Pico starter kits are quite good. I mean, it's Pico track, so you can't go wrong with it, you know, for somewhere to start. A pair of $20 headphones should not be $100 shipping. Yeah. $100 shipping, yeah. Right. Let's see now. I was going to try. I'm going to try that thing where you use black wash into, if you like, the joins on a cabinet, just to see if I can highlight it. That hasn't actually worked out too bad. I think that paint's actually quite dry yet. A little bit of weathering on there. Yeah, it's highlighted the, of course I'd realized I'm doing this not on camera, aren't I? Here, I'll put it in front of the, see there, a little bit of black wash, dragged it down from like the handles and put it into the crevices. It's just highlighted it a little bit. I don't know if that came up on the camera all right. Yeah, it's not actually quite dry yet, so I won't do that anymore of that. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this stuff to dry. So I'll probably be putting it on the stream on the stream, but you'll probably be putting it on the layout during Jason's stream. All right, where are we with the chat? Yeah, as Leslie says, if you're starting out, it's okay. But obviously, I don't know what number layout I'm on now, but I just buy the points and use FlexiTrack. You know, it's so much more economical buying FlexiTrack. Mind you, what is it now? 95, 100 quid a box? It only seems a couple of years ago it was about 60 quid a box. I heard some buyers report they did not receive their item. This cost eBay a lot, so I think they're... Yeah, you get a lot of people trying that. Oh, I never received the item. Oh, funny, I got a photo here of it being delivered. Yeah, the Pico track set's like it's Pico track, so it's good track. What I'm saying there is if you're obviously the track set comes with curves and straights and that sort of thing. Whereas if you're, you know, if you're on your 20th layout, building FlexiTrack is a lot more economical. I was looking at small packet traction tires, and a guy from Germany wanted $56 to ship. I think they put a big price on the postage because they can't be arsed doing the paperwork. So they just put a big price on it just to put people off go, because, you know, they can't be arsed filling in the paperwork and the forms and everything when they're shipping something abroad outside the EU. Which unfortunately is what's going to happen to me now, where I always got stuff shipped into the north. I'm going to have that problem. Apparently it doesn't apply, though, if you're buying secondhand. It only applies for brand new stuff. Just swapping over mics a minute, guys, because I've just noticed my mic's gone into the red. So before that dies completely. I realize I'm sat here talking to myself. Right, should be back on now. Australia had reasonable shipping costs. Yeah, that's that Humbrol ink wash. So it's actually oil-based. It's an animal-based ink wash. Stinks. The Arnold self-cleaning profile track is underrated. I bought a small plastic tool to make corrugations. We're now in Melbourne. It cost $25 to post to Toronto. The item was $20. It snapped after a few uses. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I think Pico is sort of the gold standard for track in all sorts of scales, because I've used it in G scale, obviously 00 gauge, and I've got some 009 track, which is basically N scale. Just test following my new teeth. Excellent. I'm going around grinning at everybody. There's the Flymo's putting up the link to the short. Yeah, you can watch that, guys. It was only about 14 seconds. Oh, there's the doorbell. Bear with me a minute, guys. Hi, ladies. Here.
Thank you.
Two. There you go. Very good. Bye. Must be getting old because I don't know what characters they were dressed up as. Okay, Shadow Wolf, take care. Don't want to be on Brian's outtakes with the mic. Yeah, I didn't drop it this time. John, so I must get a code online before going to the post office. And if your package does not fit the letterbox, they charge it as a package. Really? I was able to make an Anderson shelter and a fence before it snapped. Oh. That covers the bitter almonds and sour sweets. If you're making corrugator, I found a carpet grip in my house which had the right profile. Yeah. You left the mic on and heard all that. No, I see. Celebrating Halloween in Ireland. You do realize that Halloween has its origins in Ireland. We're the guys who invented it. We obviously in Ireland we used instead of pumpkins, because pumpkins was an American plant. It was turnips that we used to hollow out here for the jack-o'-lantern. And then, of course, when all the Irish went to the States, they found pumpkins and went, well, these are bigger and a lot easier to hollow out than a turnip. So they started using them. And now, of course, we use pumpkins here. We were always asked to sing, say a poem, or dance when we were kids. Oh. No songs or jokes. Yeah, they just come to the door, trick or treat. And that's it. Mind your car, mister. What happened to bobbing for apples? Yeah, we used to play all those. I remember growing up, it was bobbing for apples. Then you had the one where the apple was tied to a string swinging around. Lost a few teeth doing that. The other one was coins at the bottom of the bowl of water, and you should go down and try and get them. And it was always monkey nuts. It was always a time for eating nuts as well. And then when I found it strange when I was going to the UK, because Christmas time was a time that everyone seemed to eat nuts, whereas Ireland, it was always Halloween. Yeah, that's Halloween because it's today is what they call All Souls Day. So it's the day where the souls who haven't quite made it into heaven yet are closest to the living. The veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. And then tomorrow, the 1st of November, is All Saints Day, where they celebrate people that have gone to heaven. It's obviously the old Celtic traditions. When the church came in, a lot of these Celtic traditions were changed over to Christian traditions. Moneywork Junction, good evening. You're very welcome. Did you get a big bag of treats? Neeps, yes. I'll just delivered a small package addressed to Model Trainer Sarda from Poland. It's not tricking, so that's good. Pete, Hermitage Road. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? So I'm only on to 8:30 tonight because Jason is back. He'll be live from 8:30. When I finish the stream, it should direct you straight over to him. Treacle scones and such, yeah. Many of the older kids don't bother to dress up. Just trick or treat. Yeah, you get the older kids just come around and trick or treat and just want sweets. And I'm surprised as well we haven't had any fireworks going off. Even though fireworks are illegal in Ireland, which is quite funny. You literally cross over the border into Northern Ireland and there's usually a guy in a van there selling fireworks. So you can bring them across because you'll find usually traditionally fireworks are set off. Well, it's become a tradition in the last sort of 10, 15, 20 years that fireworks go off Halloween. I've seen one firework go off earlier, but I haven't seen any since. So, of course, you guys will have bonfire night on the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. That's in the UK. And of course, I suppose the big firework night for stateside will be the 4th of July. Is there any particular date in Canada that people set off fireworks? Homemade treacle on bonfire night. There's the speaker doesn't have a thick accent. I was wondering, is that common for Northwest Ireland? Well, the Donegal accent was voted the sexiest Irish accent. So, but my accent is diluted because I lived in the UK in the Bristol area, which is West Country. I know Hermitage Road is from Kingswood in Bristol, so I won't try and do the accent too badly. So yeah, my accent has been diluted. I did have a much heavier Irish accent when I first moved to the UK in the early 90s, but it got diluted somewhat by Bristolian. Brian, Fitters Central Model Railway. Quick, somebody put the link up to the train shop. Train set shop, which, you know, obviously I've been promoting all evening, Brian. Oh, there's the link to Burnet's. I was stood outside my house for 2.5 hours handing sweets out. Okay, we're saying a coffee mug from Poland. Okay. Diwali. Aaronville, good evening. How are you doing? Fireworks all week again, not legal. Are fireworks not legal in Northern Ireland, Tom? How come there's loads of shops up there that sell them? Like, we have a bonfire night in Ireland, but it's in July. Is it June or July? I think we have bonfire night. I think it's to do with some saint. I can't remember. And of course, Northern Ireland has a big bonfire night on the 12th of July. No, the 11th. It's on the 11th, isn't it? Just before the 12th. 1st of July in Canada, is it? All right, okay. Heard that Guy Fawkes is the only honest person to enter Parliament. Yeah, we're going to pop over some sweets. When our kids were young, I would put Skeleton's Ghost in the front lawn, and I would dress up and answer the door, going out for dinner tonight. Not pushing my latest video, but was at a heritage line with both Halloween skeletons up and Christmas decorations. Well, you know, it's the 1st of November tomorrow, so once tonight's out of the way, it's going to be full bore into Christmas from tomorrow. There's going to be decorations everywhere. Well, there's already decorations in the shop, but it's just Halloween just puts that little bit of restraint on it, and then once that's out of the way, boom, Christmas. 24th of May is Victoria Day. Lots of fireworks and Canada Day. Okay. Treacle toffee. Oh, you're from Dorset, are you? All right, okay. Fireworks only legal on certain holidays here in the state of Georgia. Oh, really? We're getting forced into quiet fireworks here. This applies. How do you have quiet fireworks? Brian, I ran out 3 times not to get to Deliveroo to bring me more. Bloody hell. Oh, yes, you need to purchase a special license. Didn't know that. Really? Because I used to work up in Newton Abbey, and just there was a shop and big signs leading on the side of the road up to fireworks for sale. Big shop outside, fireworks, and you went in and it was just full of fireworks. And you bought your 20, 30, 100 quid, 200 quid box, whatever you wanted, and away you went. I didn't realize they were actually illegal in the north. Because like I said, you used to have vans the other side of the border. You could just drive across the border, buy your fireworks, and come back across. So Knights of the Rhomboid table mug, very cool. I think it would come from Poland. Yeah. Already completed my baseboard build. Hopefully in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, we'll order double O gauge Pico streamline codes. I think we'll get Unifrog points. Yes, Unifrog are the new points. They're replacing Insafrog and Electrofrog points. Basically, it's those 2 points in one. They're slowly changing over the tooling, so eventually every point you buy will be a Unifrog point. J94, Kieran, good evening, sir. How you doing? Oh, am I going to reach the end of the chat now? I got 2 minutes before I switch over to Jason. Before I heard Christmas songs in November. One of my student jobs was working in Argus and Cribs Causeway in Bristol years and years ago, and it used to drive me nuts. The Christmas music going around on a constant loop. Oh. And of course, it came down from head office. You had to play this tape, and it was like, oh my God. Christmas train. Yeah, well, I'll be working now, getting rid of this layout over to Modeller's Corner. I'll be working on the 6x4 layout the next week or 2. Get that done. Get that out of here. Then it'll be the Christmas layout. Get that done. Took to the show end of November, and then into the museum, and it can stay in the museum then. Midsummer and Scale. Good evening. How you doing? Fireworks are banned in Victoria, Australia. Woo. 70 kids. Where do you live? Do you live next to schools or something? I used to work in Newton Abbey too, just up from the drive-through license. Oh, I don't know where the drive-through license is. All right, it is. I'm not going to get to the end of the chat, but thanks everyone for tuning in. I have to finish up now and kick you all over to Jason at Barnabas Junction. He's starting now shortly. So I will end the stream now shortly. I say the video out over the weekend on the scenics I've done on the layout there for Modeler's Corner, which I'll be taking over tomorrow. So for the next hour now, I'm going to be putting the detail on there. I am going to film some of it, so that'll probably be next week's video. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Say video out for the weekend. I'll be back next week, 7:30 UK Irish time for another stream. And I'm sure I will see you in other streams. So take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks again to Danny, who became a channel member there. Very much appreciated. So I'm going to end the stream now, and I'll catch you over at Jason's. Take care, everyone. Bye.